His lips were a question I had been afraid to answer for weeks. Now, under the low hum of the city lights, they were no longer asking, they were claiming. His hand, firm against the small of my back, pulled me closer until there was no space left for doubt, no air for hesitation. He tasted of mint, rebellion, and a promise I knew I should never have let him make. One of his fingers traced a line of fire up my spine, and I gasped into his mouth. This was wrong. It was reckless. It was the most honest thing I had done in months. My father chose Thanksgiving dinner to detonate our family. He did it with a gentle clink of his wine glass against a crystal flute, a practiced smile plastered on his face. Audrey, he began, his voice oozing a cheerfulness that felt like a betrayal. I'd like you to formally meet Tabitha. Tabitha Sullivan, seated beside him, gave a little wave, her diamond bracelet catching the light from the chandelier. She was 41, a full 15 years younger than my father, and she wore her age like a designer accessory. Her son, Milo, was the real landmine. He sat opposite me, a ghost at the feast, dressed in a crisp white hoodie that seemed too casual for the occasion and too bright for his quiet demeanor. He was 17, a senior in high school, and now, apparently, my problem. Audrey, this is your Aunt Tabitha, my father corrected himself, his smile tightening at the edges, likely sensing the Arctic front rolling in from my side of the table. I ignored the hand she extended towards me, my gaze fixed on the boy. And this handsome guy is. Tabitha pushed her son forward with a perfectly manicured hand. This is Milo. Say hello to your sister, sweetie. The word sister hung in the air like poison. Milo mumbled a quiet hello and offered me a gift bag. Inside was a Burberry scarf. I took it and tossed it onto the empty chair beside me. Have a seat. As I retreated to my room, feigning a need to check my phone, I overheard my father's apologetic whisper. My daughter. She was very close to her mother. Her personality is a bit direct. It's not aimed at you. Tabitha's voice, a saccharine purr, replied. She doesn't look much like you, Robert. The pictures didn't do her justice. Or maybe they did. I slammed my door, the insult fueling me. I changed into a scarlet red off-the-shoulder knit dress and pinned my hair up loosely with a claw clip, a slash of crimson lipstick, a minimalist eye. When I returned, the carefully constructed conversation in the living room stuttered to a halt. Tabitha's fake smile faltered for a second before snapping back into place. Audrey, you look absolutely radiant. You must be turning 30 soon, right? I smiled back, all teeth. Not quite. I'm 26. And you, Aunt Tabitha, you just turned 38, I presume. Oh, heavens no, she tittered. I'm 41. Wow, I said, sitting down next to Milo. So when my dad was a senior in high school, you hadn't even been born yet. I picked up a strawberry and held it to Milo's lips, my voice dripping with mock sweetness. You're still in high school, aren't you? A growing boy. You should eat more. Milo's ears turned a fascinating shade of pink as he took the strawberry. Thanks. What grade are you in? I pressed. Senior year. A boy as good looking as you. I bet the girls in your class can't focus on their studies. He took the strawberry from my fingers. Thank you, Audrey. I can get it myself. My Milo is a top student. Tabitha interrupted, her pride a weapon. He was accepted early into Northwood Prep. His counselor says an Ivy League acceptance is practically a sure thing. I glanced at Milo. So, that means no girlfriend. Then, he just pursed his lips. Audrey, your father mentioned you're still single, Tabitha suddenly asked, scrolling through her phone. She produced a picture of a man with a gleaming forehead. I'd love to introduce you to someone. He was a year behind me in business school. Now the CEO of a private equity firm, a truly stand-up guy. I picked up a handful of pumpkin seeds and cracked one open. He's alright, a little thin on top, though. He's 2 years younger than me, not even 40, so successful. Is that little kid eating a burger behind him a relative? I asked. Oh, that's his son, but don't you worry, the ex-wife has full custody. She's a businesswoman herself, loaded, so if you two got married, there would be none of that messy custody or financial drama. I turned my smile to my father. Dad, are you in such a hurry to marry me off? He looked from me to Tabitha and back, playing dumb. What? No, of course not. Tabitha cleared her throat, swiping to another photo of the man in a suit. Look, Audrey, my friend has a great sense of style. He was a total heartthrob back in college. I stared at the greasy smile and the man who barely cleared 5'7". His style is certainly unique, but not my type. Sensing an opening, she pressed. Well, what is your type? If I have someone suitable, I'll definitely set you up. I leaned back, letting my shoulder brush against Milo's arm. I take after my dad. We both like them younger. Tabitha laughed, a little too loudly. A little younger is fine. A woman 3 years older brings a man wealth, as they say. TSK. I clicked my tongue. 3 years younger is still the same generation. I'm thinking at least 10 years younger than me. 10 years, she stammered, glancing at my father. Audrey, you're joking. Someone 10 years younger would still be in school. Exactly, I said, leaning forward to toss a seed shell into a bowl. My gaze flicked to the boy beside me. Someone like Milo. For instance, he's exactly my type. The living room fell into a dead, awkward silence. Milo, who had just taken a bite of a strawberry, choked, his face flushing a deep, mortified crimson. Just kidding, I said, breaking the tension with a laugh. I held my phone out to him. Add me on iMessage, little brother. If you have any questions about your college applications, feel free to ask. That won't be necessary, Tabitha said, her face a thundercloud. Milo is very busy with his studies. He's not on his phone much. Besides, the SATs are much harder these days. You might not. My father, seeing a chance to build a bridge, jumped in. Oh, I forgot to mention, Audrey graduated from an Ivy League herself. She'd be a great resource for Milo. Tabitha and Milo both stared at me. When Milo's eyes met mine, he quickly looked down, then pulled out his own phone. Done. I saw the notification pop up on my screen and smiled. Received. Pinned to the top. I'll be waiting. Later that night, my phone buzzed with his first text. Audrey, I can't sleep. I texted back without a second thought. Can't sleep. Do a few practice SAT sections. I had plans with friends tomorrow. I needed my beauty rest. The next morning at breakfast, my dad tentatively asked what I thought of Aunt Tabitha. She's a far cry from Mom, I said flatly. When Mom was 41, she was commanding a stage at the Symphony Hall, captivating hundreds, but she was loyal. She only had eyes for you, a rough around the edges guy guy, Audrey, it's not what you think, Tabitha. And I met after your mother passed. His phone buzzed, he glanced at it, and a look of resolve settled on his face. Dad doesn't want to hide this from you. Tabitha and I are planning to get engaged next month. She doesn't care about a big wedding, but as a man, I can't deny her the basic security of marriage. I smashed my glass on the table before he could finish. Our housekeeper, Mrs. Gable, gasped, her own face etched with disapproval. Miss Audrey, please be careful of the broken glass. My father didn't even flinch, his thumb still flying across his phone screen, a stupid grin plastered on his face. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. Go open the door, Mrs. Gable. Tabitha's here. He abandoned his breakfast, rushing to the door like a teenager. That woman. She was here until 10 p.m. last night, and now she's back first thing in the morning. My eyes fell on my mother's portrait on the mantelpiece, and a hot wave of rage surged through me. I stormed after him, screaming at his back. Can't you at least wait until the first anniversary of her death? You can't even wait 1 year. What are you, a man or an animal? The door opened. Tabitha stood on the porch, her face pale with fury. Behind her stood Milo, wearing earbuds, but his expression made it clear he'd heard every word. Audrey, your Aunt Tabitha is here to go with me to visit your grandparents. How can you be so disrespectful? My father, who had never once raised his voice to me, was red in the face. I froze for a second, then slipped on my shoes and hooked my fingers through the strap of Milo's backpack. Fine, you two go have your family reunion. I glanced back at Milo. You're coming with me to a friend's party. No, Milo is coming with us, Tabitha said, her lips a thin, hard line. As she stared at her son, I'm not going, Milo said, his voice quiet but firm. He stepped away from his mother and came to my side. I'm going with Audrey. Your mom's face was practically green back there, I said in the back of the Uber. I plucked one of Milo's white earbuds out and stuck it in my own ear. I froze. The slow, melancholic notes of a cello, accompanied by piano. It was Elegy for a Lost Moon, my mother's signature piece. Milo spoke first, his voice low. I listen to it when I'm feeling agitated. It helps. He saw me staring and quickly turned to look out the window. Your mother's concerts. I went to all of them. Her compositions are incredible, whether he was telling the truth or not. It was the first time in 6 months anyone had mentioned the music my mother had lived for. A fog blurred my vision. So, what are you feeling agitated about right now? Milo turned back, his gaze colliding with mine. We were close in the back seat. So close I could smell the faint scent of lemon and mint in his hair. His hand tightened on the seat beside him, the Adam's apple under his collar bobbing sly.